Alright guys, so today real quickly I wanted to talk about being sexually variant and your parents, especially for teens, because I myself am a teen, and when I came out to my parents they didn't make a huge giant deal about it. I came out to them separately. It seemed easier like that, and I didn't want to have both of them on me at once. So I suggest that you come out to your parents separately, and when you do come out to one parent, if you have both parents, if you have two parents or three, I suggest you come out to them separately and ask your guardian or parent to wait to tell their spouse or your other parent or guardian. When I say parent, I mean guardians as well. Well, I actually didn't mean to come out to my dad, and he was the first one that I came out to. I was very, very upset because I had gotten rejected by my very first crush, or at least of the female variety. And it was messy. But I said, Dad, he wouldn't leave my room until I told him what was wrong. And I was crying at this point. I'm just like going, oh my goodness, I'm bawling my eyes out. And then I finally say, Dad, I got rejected by my crush, and she's a girl. And then he's just like, oh, come here, and he gave me a big hug, and I soaked his shirt through. But he's pretty cool about it. He doesn't ask me any questions. But then again, I haven't really had any real crushes since then, so my mom was not as arm opening, I suppose, as my dad. I came out to her during my therapy session, and I told her I need to tell you now before I lose the courage to do so. And I took out a picture that I had drawn. I should find that picture, but I took out the picture. Said, what is this picture? And she said, it's two girls, one's in a dress and one's in a tux. And again, I had drawn the girl with the tux as me, dark hair, dark skin, and whatnot. And then I said, this is just one of many pictures that I have drawn, and I like women. I have no idea if I still like guys, because at the time I didn't. I had no clue. But I knew that I really liked girls. And she wasn't too enthusiastic about the idea, but she hasn't kicked me out either. She hasn't really brought it up. She brought it up once, which was not a very comfortable situation. I think it was a couple weeks after I came out to her, and we were watching a TV show together, and during a commercial break, she asked me out of the blue, well, if you like girls and you end up getting a girlfriend, will you be the boy in the relationship? Now, at the time, I was just like, I was still thinking, well, I suppose looking back, the answer was appropriate, but I know a bunch of lesbians and bisexual women will probably get on my case about this, but at the time I said yes, that it would mean that I would be the boy in the relationship, and then my family came in and the conversation stopped right there. But looking back, for me personally, that was an appropriate response. I mean, since I do identify as a guy, at least in private and on the internet. For those of you who haven't come out to your parents or are planning to come out to your parents, and if you're a teenager, and you're not sure if you're not sure if your parents would or would not accept you, I suggest you wait. I couldn't wait because, you know, I got backed into a corner. But, and I couldn't lie, and I was tired of lying about it. But, if you're unsure, or if you definitely know that your parents would be very, very against your sexual identity, then I say wait. But if, like me, you're backed into a corner, or if you really can't, if you really believe that you can't wait any longer, and you don't want to be living a lie anymore, then I would be very, very careful with how you go about it, especially if your parents are, you know, kind of sensitive with wording. But don't expect them to get used to the idea right away. I don't think my parents are still used to the idea anyway, period. But just remember, you've been dealing with this for a long time. They're just now hearing about it. And you can't expect them to if you have really awesome parents that are just like, okay, whatever, I really don't care, you're extremely lucky, and you are probably going to be the jealous, you are going to be the most envied person on the face of the planet, at least amongst the LGBT community. But if you are afraid, I don't blame you. I was scared to say anything, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if I should, but I did, and I'm still here. I still have both my parents, and though they may not be too hot about the idea, I believe that they're gradually accepting it. Though I know it's going to take years in order for them to even, and I think it's probably going to take, I think it's going to have to probably take a girlfriend or two in order for them to finally finally warm up to the idea. But I suggest to people who are afraid if you're afraid of coming at your parents face to face, write them a letter. Make a video. Or just write a letter if, you know, your parents are technologically, I can't remember, like, the word has slipped my mind, but, disabled, or, that's not the word. But anyway, if your parents can't really handle a computer, write them a letter. Draw them a picture. Do something. If you want to come out to your parents and you don't want to do it face to face, find an alternate means to do so. And trust me, first, it's going to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to be very, it's not going to be fun if you start mentioning it and start breaking out the pride stuff. But, it's going to be worth it to you, at the very least. It's definitely going to be worth it to you. So, this video is starting to get a little long, and subscribe, comment, like, and let me know what your coming out story is, and if you have one. If you don't, tell us why haven't you yet. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.